Good morning.
Where would you like to start? With Chip Roy waxing nostalgic about lynching? Where should we start this morning?
Oh, I think somebody wants to lose another civil war. I think.
Wow. Were you as Scooby Doo as I?
Really trying to get Jim Crow back.
Yeah. Were you as Scooby Doo as I was? I was like, wait, this is supposed to be a hearing about anti-Asian violence, and you're so what?
Oh.
Hey, let's hear the old saying from Texas again, shall we? Yeah, let's. Here he is.
We believe in justice, right? There's old sayings in Texas about, find all the rope in Texas and get a tall oak tree. We take justice very seriously, and we ought to do that. Round up the bad guys. Yeah. That's what we believe. Yeah. My concern about this hearing is that it seems to want to venture into the policing of rhetoric in a free society, free speech, and away from...
Okay, that's enough. So, Frangela, I haven't read my history books in a while, but justice did not involve a tree, and that would be a lynch mob. That wouldn't be a... Justice didn't ever consist of a lot of rope in a tree, did it?
No, and I never have understood how you're going to be talking about helping a community, coming to its aid, while meanwhile trying to still advocate for your right to be racist against them.
Yeah. And then
it made zero sense to me too, because this is a hearing about anti-Asian prejudice and anti-Asian violence that has been on an enormous uptick, that is out of control. It's about racist violence, which is actually and domestic extremism and terror, and where these two meet. And somehow suddenly we're talking about an American who went and killed other Americans, and he's talking about the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, if you couldn't be more clear that for you, Asian isn't American. Yeah. For you, Asian, the only American in this is the white guy who, according to that one of the sheriffs, just had a really bad day.
Exactly.
So, I mean, what they've done unequivocally is, if you wanted to find a way to unite the brown and black communities, you are doing it.
Yeah.
Yes. And just to go a little bit further, getting to the point of getting people to understand about decentralizing this shooter's aspect and perspective and turning it properly onto the community.
Right.
Who have lost and been shattered. All of us.
Yeah.
Too.
And is it me, or should there have been more in the news? I know it's been a big news week, but about the guy they found with a long rifle and whatever near the Naval Observatory, near Kamala Harris, where the vice president lives. I don't know, the first Asian, first woman, first African-American vice president. I mean, yeah. Okay. I just thought that was somewhat a significant story, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that, what's amazing to me is that we've had to, these are the same people who, when we were growing up, were telling us that we couldn't listen to certain music, that we couldn't wear certain clothes, that they had to put a rating on everything, and we had to get parental permission to do everything. And now they turn around and they're all about, wait a minute, we shouldn't, stop dealing with people just because they commit, violent acts of insurrection and racist hate crimes. What?
Yeah.
Like they're insane. And I need people to stop. And I keep seeing pundits and anchors do this. I do not care what the internal so-called psychological manifestations or reasoning or logic or excuses are for these crimes. I don't care. These people are domestic extremists and terrorists, and they are being protected by elected members of our government.
Yeah. Francis, I feel like Angela brought up parental controls because she wants to get into the Cardi B, Candace Owens WAP fight, because the WAP fight, for me, was my favorite story of the week. And for those of you kids that that have parental controls, that means a wet ass. Okay, that's the Cardi B song. Am I correct? Okay, so singer.
Yeah, it is.
I just could not love this story more just for the levels of immaturity in it, because I'm all about that. So singer Cardi B posted a full frontal nude picture of Melania in a clash with conservative commentator Candace Owens as it split over from Fox News onto Twitter. Fight, 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 fight. After Ms. Owens described Cardi's performance of WAP at the Grammys as the weakening of American society and the corrosion and the end of an empire, Cardi responded with, "We made Fox News, guys. WAP, WAP, WAP." The two continued back and forth for hours until Ms. Owens said she took issue with the singer being used to encourage young women to strip themselves of dignity. Cardi responded with the nude photo of the First Lady with the comment, "No, Candy, men treat women on how women allows a man to treat them." A second nude photo of Ms. Trump posted by Cardi B was lightly censored with the singer saying in a tweet she doesn't know why Ms. Owens was so bothered by WAP. "I was just inspired by our former First Lady." When Ms. Owens asked why she was obsessed with the Trump family, Cardi said Mrs. Trump was her idol. She said, "She showed me that I can be naked and perform WAP and still be First Lady one day." I mean, come on.
Come on.
Oh, Candace, put down the biscuits, put down the syrup. Let Massa get himself dressed today. That's what I have to say to Candace, biscuit making tap dancing Owen. There, I said it.
Cardi made another
good step to Cardi B.
Really?
Candace? You don't
really?
She made another
good
good
step to Cardi B. She got razor blades in her hair, and I know it.
Yes.
Also, she made a good point. She said, "Wait, so only white women can be naked and show their sexuality and evolve in their 30s, but I can't? Wow, America is so unfair to think this was the land of the free." Good point. Good point. Also, she is the only First Lady we've seen her. Hoo-ha.
And I've seen it way too much. I need people to stop putting it up, and I'm not kidding. Please stop putting it up.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it.
I can pick out her monkey before my own, and that's not okay. Look, just don't put it up. And don't. No, it's not cute. It's not funny. I know some of you were doing it right. Please don't.
Okay. Sorry. It just took me a second to get over that. Okay. What's your take on the judge Wednesday dismissed two jurors who had been seated for the Chauvin trial in George Floyd's death over concerns that they had been tainted by the city's announcement of a $27 million settlement with Floyd's family. The first dismissed juror, a white man in his 30s, said he heard about the settlement and said he thought it would be hard to be impartial. The second juror said the sticker price obviously shocked me. So I can't tell.
Sticker price?
Sticker price, right. The people that don't defund the police, here's what I was thinking. It's a radical idea, but you know what would stop defunding the police? If they would stop killing black people and then having to pay huge settlements to families. If they just were trained to somehow stop killing black people. I don't.
Yeah, maybe we should stop hiring white nationalists.
Exactly, because the words that you just had to say, Stephanie, I have to train it out of you to not kill me. I have to train you to not kill black people. That means that you came there to kill people.
So do you think it prejudices them for or against Derek Chauvin? Because Chauvin's defense lawyer said, "Oh, this isn't fair that the news of the settlement came out," meaning like, "Oh, it infers his guilt," which maybe because he's guilty, but or jurors saying, "Oh, well, they've already been paid, so justice has been done." How do you think that's going to cut?
I don't know. Good.
It was awful that the city did that, because in every other case they have withheld that information, and I don't know why they did that. There are reasons that I understand, because I think that the city may have thought that by showing the amount and getting that information out, that they were appeasing what might be a larger, angrier mob, as the city saying that, hey, we understand the foul play that happened, what was egregious and awful, this murder, and we take responsibility, but it didn't have to happen. It didn't have to be announced right now.
Yeah.
But part of this is my whole point, is that we don't need to, the fact that we're always trying to come up with reasons for why things were done, issue a statement. Say, under careful consideration, we decided to release this number. We decided to release this information for these reasons, But the reality of it is, I don't know how anything's going to hit anyone. It is, I think, a lie of our judicial system that juries are in any way impartial or a jury of your peers. It's a complete lie from beginning to end. I've been on them. They aren't. And so all I know is, if you think that there's anybody in that community who doesn't know about this trial, that's beyond naive.
Oh, go back and listen to Elie Mystal on the show on Monday and read his piece in The Nation. And yes, you're dead on. Exactly.
Yeah, and the reality of the situation is, the way that we allow jury picking and the way that we allow, in my view, jury tampering, for them combing people's social media pages and that's a systemic issue too. But I agree with you completely about the city. There's a reason why people do everything, and they either tell us that or we start inferring and filling in the blank.
Yeah,
That's right.
And that's where I get really annoyed, because they're more than capable of issuing that statement.
Yeah, I mean, Ellie's piece in the Nation, you should read it, is, the acquittal of Derek Chauvin has already begun. And just talking, talking about his understanding of trials and juries. And
sticker price is one of the most offensive things I've ever heard in my life.
Right.
There's a sticker price on people's lives, on a black man's life.
Yeah.
That got, okay.
Yeah.
Hearing that sheriff this week say, the white guy he just had a bad day after he kills eight Asian Americans. Yeah. It's like, that's a bad day.
Yeah. So good news this week, we hit 100 million vaccine. And the good news is Frangela is fully vaccinated. We bring you a fully vaccinated Frangela. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm so envious and happy for you at the same time. Travis Bone is vaccinated. Here, Sean and I are just
halfway there.
Little disease vectors. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Soon.
I expect us all to be able to get that shot in 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And everybody go, because when we went, there were more volunteers than people getting shots. And so keep trying, keep calling, keep going online, keep just showing up. Because a lot of times I've seen it that friends of mine have heard anecdotally have been able to walk in, especially at the end of the day. But if you can and you have the time and the resources to invest in doing that, do it.
And you got the J&J, so one shot, man. It's just as you took our vaccine, the Stephanie Miller Show vaccine ambassador, Margaret Cho, you took her advice and you stuck
it in.
They just stuck it in. You just said, stick it in.
Stick it in.
And
it's amazing.
And in 2 weeks you'll be fully vaccinated. I am coming and French kissing both of you, just like I used to do on the tour. In 2 weeks you will be fully vaccinated. What? Oh. No, I was saying that we talked to Dr. Redlener about that. There was some is that the numbers are lower than Moderna and Pfizer, and they were saying it's not apples to apples. The tests were done later, and Johnson & Johnson may in fact be better against some variants. And you only need the one shot to be fully vaccinated. So, and like you were saying, Angela, someone said all 3 of them will stop you from being dead. How's that?
Yeah.
Stop you from going in the hospital.
Equally stop you from being dead or being hospitalized.
Right.
Yep.
Right. But Moderna and Pfizer,
what you can get what you can get, whatever they're offering, and do it as soon as possible.
And the one plus also of the Johnson & Johnson is they're very gentle when they put it in. They say, shh, no more tears.
But you gotta do it.
I just wrote that right now.
That was gorgeous.
No more tears.
It's a very emotional experience, but I think it really does bear remembering what this week's stimulus checks went out and got into people's accounts. When all these people who spent all these years, the Republicans, talking to us about small government, let me tell you what small government can't do. It can't vaccinate 100 million people in under 60 days.
Yep.
It can't get you your check, your money that you need desperately, and just put it in your account. Small government can't do that. You need to thank the fact that we have a functioning government. And when I see FEMA and the military setting up these vaccination stations, in minutes, what you come to realize is that we have the resources to take care of everybody in this country. Yeah. We didn't pay a dime for this.
Yeah.
No.
We walked in the door and we're in and out in under 10 minutes and we waited for the 15 to make sure we didn't have an allergic reaction. But other than that, didn't pay a dime for it. That is the point. We can get health. We can get better health care.
Yeah.
We can.
Socialism. Woohoo. Okay. Well, listen, I'm good because I can't take much more of this lockdown alone and single. In the last Sexy Liberal, I had a very vivid COVID sex dream about Angela V. Shelton. So I'm just saying, Angela, look out. It's going to be real soon. I'm going to be vaccinated. You're going to be vaccinated.
That's the closest I've had. That was wonderful for me.